So right behind me is the 2022 RAM TRX. Welcome back to HBI Auto. My name is Kendall for those that don't know me. We're going to be taking a look around this 30-mile truck that we just got in on trade-in. This is an amazing 6.2 liter supercharged V8 from the factory, and I'm so excited to take this truck around. I've heard a lot of good things about this truck, but I'm really curious to see what the interior is like, everything that this truck has to offer. This truck is available for sale. I've put the link in the description below so you can check out more photos and get in contact with our team about picking up this truck. But let's go ahead and dive into the video. Now, looking at the exterior of this, you've got a really nice gray paint scheme with the black accents all around. You've got really nice 18-inch gloss black wheels. These are 325/65/18s in the front and in the back, so you've got a full square setup. What's really impressive about this truck so far is that you have Bilstein shocks, which is something you don't commonly see on American domestic trucks from the factory. So to see that on this thing is really impressive and already puts me in good faith with how good the suspension is. Moving along to the front of the truck, you've got the Ram logo right there, right off the bat. We also have 3 auxiliary lights right there in the hood scoop, and then you also have 2 vents on either side to let that supercharger breathe. You've got hooks in the front. You also have more lights. So coming around the side and towards the back of the truck, you've got that dual tipped exhaust in the back, the big Ram logo with the TRX and the 4x4. Let's pop down this. You've got a clean truck bed right there. I like that it's painted and paint matched from the factory. I'd probably still do the bed liner in this because I hate seeing it all scratched up. That's just a personal preference for me. But you do have your tow hookup right there. You've got more lights on the side for towing, which is really nice, especially if you're driving at night. But let's take a look at the inside. The only thing I'm not a really big fan of is that you don't have side steps from the factory, which is something that I would personally like to have, but that's just me. So quickly looking from the exterior, you've got really nice, I'm going to call this burgundy, you've got black, and then you have white with red deviated stitching, and you also have this nice black accent piece right here. You do have 2 cup holders on either door. You have tons of storage on the side. But let's see what the interior has to offer. So taking a look at the interior, you got a really nice black leather wrap steering wheel. You have a nice gauge display right there that reminds me a lot of other Ram trucks that are out right now. You've got a 12-inch display right here. Your TRX button and your driving modes are right here, along with your 4-wheel drive auto, axle lock, and your launch button is right there. Now moving along to the center console area, you have storage and charging right there. You've got secret storage right there, 2 cup holders, your gear selector right here. You've got all of your auxiliary light controls right here, which is really good, especially if you decide to tow or mount other overland type of lights onto this truck. More storage right here. And then also in the center console, first of all, you have this really nice badge right here with the TRX V8 motor information, your horsepower information, your VIN number, where it was made, as well as the type of supercharger and how much boost this truck is making, which is 11 PSI. I thought that's a nice little touch, especially wrapped with all this leather around it. Very clean, very luxurious. Now in the first stage of storage in the center console, you've got just flat storage right here with another USB plug-in. But opening it up, you've got a little bit of a cheater's chart right here. You've got your X and Y axis, and you have conversion charts right here, as well as your trig ratios right here. So if you ever need that on the job site, it's right here. You've got more storage down here, which is actually really deep, plenty of space to work with, and you also actually have penny storage right here, which is clean. Storage on either side of the center console too for important documents. But looking at the seats, you've got leather wrapped seats you've got black leather wrapped, and then you have the back of it being red, which I think is really clean. You have cloth centers, really clean as well. These seats are very squishy, they're very forgiving and very comfortable. I like these seats right off the bat. You've got more storage right there and down here. So you've got tons of space to move around this cabin. It's very luxurious and I really like this cabin. Now this truck can be used for a job site and everyday work, or this can be a really fun Baja truck. Baja mode, you got your off-road and snow, ice mode. You've got tons of different modes to get into, and you can actually obviously build this truck to be even faster than the 700 to the wheel that it already is. So you also have, with the interior, you also have floor storage right here. Really utilize all the extra space in this truck to make sure you get the most out of it. And it also has a little ruler right there, so that's really sick. I love how aggressive this exhaust sound is. You've got that dual tipped exhaust back there. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get you guys an exhaust clip real quick. So the only thing that sucks about this car is that the fuel economy is garbage. It's absolute trash from what I've heard and what I'm experiencing driving this thing. Now, this truck right now, as it sits, has 224 miles in terms of its range. and it has a full tank right now. So it's not a lot, but it's something to work with. So one really cool feature I just remembered is that this does have a performance page, just like the Challenger Hellcat that we reviewed the other day. This one also has a dyno in it. So you can see that's real live mapping that. You've got your G-force calculator right there, and then you also have just your performance gauges right here. So that oil pressure going up, as well as the air intake temp down there. And then you also have timers. So you can check your drag time as well as your acceleration and braking times on there. We're gonna head back to the shop now. We're gonna take this for a little bit of a drive and just see how it feels, how the suspension really is, especially on those custom Bilsteins that were from the factory. I'm really curious to see how those feel just driving on the road and heading back to the shop. Putting this truck in Baja mode, which is a recommendation from a friend of ours that also owns one of these. This thing goes! Now just driving this thing, the suspension is really forgiving. It's very squishy. It's very much like what you would expect out of a comfortable truck that's lifted. Now in my experience, lifted trucks haven't always been comfortable to me. I've never found comfort in a lifted truck, but these Bilsteins are putting in work right now. And they are being so comfortable, easy to drive on, and easy to turn and navigate. So we're gonna get up to speed here. So just like that, I'm already up to the speed limit, which is 45. So easy to get up to speed in this thing. That supercharger is working today. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the fuel economy in this truck isn't the greatest, especially if you're one who has a heavy foot and likes to get on the gas and drive fast and all that race car style driving. But you can potentially get good fuel economy out of it. It just depends on your driving habits. Again, the seats are really comfortable. This AC is putting in work right now. It is like 95 degrees outside, so it's working hard. But overall, I'm really loving this truck. I love how comfortable it is. So just backing into the spot now, I had to really be aware of my size. And that's something that's popped up in a lot of different reviews that I've checked out, is that the size of the truck is kind of, you kind of get faked out a little. Still don't know your whole depth and your width and everything, but you have a really nice backup camera, which is really high def. You do have a really nice backup camera though that is a lot clearer since the last Mopar that we reviewed, which was that Dodge Hellcat. Overall thoughts on this truck, I really like it. I think it drives like a normal truck. You have tons of power to unlock with the TRX. You got pretty decent towing capacity. Obviously it's not as good as some packages where it's like 12 to 14,000 pounds. At only 8,100 pounds, it's something to consider if you do a lot of, you know, towing, boating, and so on and so forth. You just have to be aware of what you'll be doing with this truck. If it's just if you're just taking this truck every single day, going to work and just need something fast, but you also like driving a truck, highly recommend this thing. Now, but again, depends on your driving habit. I would still love to own this truck. I think it's great. I like trucks personally. I like very clean built trucks. I learned how to drive on a truck. Overall, like the truck a lot. I'm going to give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Actually, I'm going to give this, solid 8.5 out of 10. Fuel economy it loses points for, and also the towing capacity, but it has really good power. It's got really good cabin space. It's very luxurious in here, very spacious. Tons of freaking storage in this truck. I'm amazed by that. Tons of cup holders, which we love, and overall just a comfortable truck to drive. It also loses a point for that size and just being able to park and feel comfortable parking in like a parking deck or parking garages, wherever it may be. You just have to be aware of your size and how much space this truck actually occupies, because those fenders do go a little bit wider and those wheels are a little bit more aggressive. You just have to be aware of that. But if you are curious in picking up this truck, it is for sale. The truck in the description below, so you can check out more photos and get in contact with our team about picking up this truck. If there's anything that I missed about this truck that you think is important to showcase or talk about, please leave it in the comment. I want to know more about this truck. I love learning about all these cars that we get in, so please feel free to start a good discussion in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.